Friday evening, guys. Okay, we're starting this tutorial off different tonight because I want to do, you saw the little houses, how they turned out. But because I used a matte mold, they had a matte finish on the outside, but were perfectly clear, bubble-free on the inside. So I'm going to do new ones with shiny, sparkly molds, and hopefully we can see. So, but we're also going to use, I'm going to show you in a mold exactly the same what my art resin does, because you can pour the art resin up to 2.5 inches in a mold, and it will cure too hard, not completely cured, but hard, so you can move it and do whatever overnight. But I want you to see the difference between, this is art resin, my art resin, and we are doing a board tonight, so I will show you that when we get started on that. But this is my art resin, and you see how it's got a bit of a cloudy look to it before you pour it. Oh dear, good thing because I just knocked over one of my colors, so it's a good thing I left some. So there's there, and this is the casting resin, the Just Epoxy casting resin. It is super clear, no bubbles, and we are going to try it out again in these molds and see how well it works. But I want you to see that you can also use my art resin if you're going to use colors in your mold and whatever, then and you want them cured fast, this is perfect. If you're casting river pours, bigger, deeper, or you want crystal clear, this is the one for you. So also, in the last video, I didn't stir it for the full 3 minutes because I'm not completely tech savvy yet, and I didn't know how to speed that up, so I just ended up stirring for about 1.5 minutes, if anything. But I have already started this, and I've stirred easily now for 3 minutes. So here we go. We are going to pour, oh, there's not going to be enough for two. So, okay, we're just going to pour one, and then I'll pour my art resin into this one, and we will see how it goes. Okay, guys, so there we go. So this one's not getting done, but there's this one. And I see a few little bubbles, but I can torch those little suckers out. And I see no bubbles in my, oh yes, I do right there. See it? Now there are no bubbles in the art resin. Okay, so let's get on with tonight's. I'll put you up, and I'll hopefully turn you around. Yes? How do I turn you around? I don't know how to turn you around once it's here. Okay, we're going to have to split this. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's get started with this board. I didn't get to stir my colors yet, and I spilt one of them doing that little video. So let's get at the stirring while we talk. So how was your week? Everybody have a good week? We had quite a bit of snow this week. I'd say we have about 3 or 4 inches. I could be wrong, could be more, could be less. But we got snow, which is kind of early for us. This is the way it used to be. It would start to snow in November, then it was December, then it was January. now we're back to November, so something's definitely going on. So how was your week weather-wise, where you are? If you're going to tell me that it was sunny and warm, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. No, I'm kidding. I'm happy for you if it was. I know where Tyne is in Australia, Yeppoon, it's been so hot. One of the hottest summers, springs. It's still only spring there, just like it's only fall here. And they're having a super hot spring, and it's caused some major forest fires. And it is so sad, so sad. That's a lot of nature being destroyed. And trees give out important oxygens and things that we need to survive. So I'd like to hope that they get on ball and start replanting the trees. But my heart goes out to all of them, and they're in my prayers. And yeah, I know this is boring as heck. This is why I do this before the videos, so that you guys don't have to deal with this. Okay, I'm done. Come on down. There's going to be a little trick surprise to the end of this one. This is one of my live edge boards from my guy. So we are going to do black, and we are going to start at this end, and I'm just going to pour the black. Tomorrow I will do a clear coat over the whole thing to protect the live. This one does have live edge bark. So I'm definitely starting with my black, the jet black, because this is the blackest black I've ever seen. I love this black. It is so black, and just gives off a gorgeous shine. Oh, there's a hair. There we go. I see a hunk of something right there. So hold on a sec. I did see where to go. There it is. Piece of the wood from the live edge, which we have got covered on this side up to where the black ends. I've taped the bottom on these because these ones have the little handles, the little grips that he carves into the wood underneath, and they are a bugger to try to get resin out of, so I tape it all off. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so hold on one sec while I get a little bit of alcohol to clean these fingers. Tape the back of the board. I have not prepped this board because it doesn't need it. This is cherry wood. It's very solid. Not a lot of breathing going on with this. Plus, not a lot of bubbles. Okay, so what I want to do is a bit of a ring pour. And I'm going to do layers of gold, green, and red. And I'm going to use some Chromachaos between each layer. Are you seeing that? Yep. So I went gold, green, red. And I'm going to do it one more time. Gold, some Chromachaos, green, some Chromachaos, red, some Chromachaos. Okay, now I'm going to just give it a little swirl. And now I'm just going to pour it in a ring. And just let it spread. Now, I'm going to tilt it a little bit. Bring it back. And I am going to leave it there. And I'm going to take my gold and I'm just going to do a nice little path. And I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to give it a second. Then I'm going to torch it a bit because I want to see if these cells will get bigger with some heat. But I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. Little cells coming up. Okay, let's give it a little tiny bit of heat. Oops. I don't want it to move much. So I think I may, because it really seems to be dripping, move my cup up further. Yeah. There we go. I like that. Let's see how these cells gonna spread out my gold. You know how I love to do that. Cause that thread look. And I'm going to leave it at that. What I might do, because you can really hardly see, is I might bring some green into it as well. You can see the red, the gold, the green has kind of turned. The green is hardly, you can hardly see it. So definitely bringing it in on its own. And I'll show you why I have to in a minute. just outlining this black with the green. There we go. Cells are starting to grow. Chromachaos. Okay, this is why. Because the handle for this board I bought, it's a peacock, and I've put red glass all the way up its tail and green glass on its feathers. And so it is going to sit, but before I do that, I'm getting my good glove on this hand. I glued these glass on, so they should just be fine. And I am going to sit this right there. There we go, perfectly centered. And he will cure right there. And that's the only bling bling that I want on this piece, because you'll see when I bring you down that the gold is doing its fleck thing, and there's flecks of gold throughout the piece. So that's adding its own bling. But this glass is just perfect the way it is. So there we go. And actually, I may not resin this whole piece. I may just clear resin the edge and do a wax on the board so that they can use this part of it. Yep, there we go, guys. Okay, I'm leaving it just the way it is. It's not moving anymore, but boy, you should see the runoff, the skin that's coming off of this is so friggin' pretty. The red and the gold have combined and made like a really gorgeous copper. Really pretty. Okay, so come on down. Come on down. So this is my new board. Kind of in the Christmassy colors. The gold, green, red on black. Can you see, hopefully, the glass on the peacock? Can you see the gold flecks and the cells that are forming from the Chromachaos? Different little cells that'll grow. And over here, I'm gonna have to do a new mold, but over here we've got the crystal clear, and actually, look, you can even see little flecks of stuff that I didn't clean out of this because I just grabbed it quickly because I wanted to test. So, and this is the art resin, so it's got a cloudy look to it. Clear, crystal clear casting resin, art resin. But you never know when you look at your pieces that the art resin is kind of cloudy, because look, it doesn't just do anything to the color. The colors are still vibrant and gorgeous. They haven't been muted by a bit of cloudiness in the art resin. Interesting. But yeah, so that was fun. Fun, fun, fun. So guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and you get some arting in. I have the house is decorated inside. I have the outside, my husband does, the outside to do this weekend. I love Christmas lights. I love Christmas. Seriously, I put a post up today of when I grew up in Toronto, the city of Toronto, born and raised. When I was a little girl, so yeah, this is aging me. In the 60s, my grandparents, because I was born in 61, so my grandparents, because we lived with them, would take my brother and I and my mom, and we'd go downtown to Eaton's and Simpson's used to be across the streets from each other, and they'd do Christmas windows every year, and that's when Toronto used to get snow. Now it hardly ever. But we'd go down and see the Christmas windows, and they were all decorated. They still decorate some. I think it's the Bay that does it now. I don't think, well, because Eaton's isn't Eaton's anymore. It's somewhere else. And Simpson's is completely gone. But they were great windows. They were Victorian style, and the little characters would move, and the trains would move, and they had little girls in Victorian dresses skating, and oh, it was so much fun, and the Christmas music, and oh my goodness, yeah, aging myself, but still, it was great. Okay, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon.